Welcome everybody, how are you? Bienvenidos a todos, ¿cómo están? Welcome Edson Fonseca, welcome to the channel. I think that you're new, right? Please let me know if the microphone is working well. I hear that it is like a let me see something. Okay, let me test the sound. I really don't know why the voice is like the sound is twice. I don't know why is that like this echo. No, it is a problem. Let me see. Let me unplug and plug in again the microphone. Okay. Hello. Okay. I see what was the problem. Okay. We can continue. We're good to continue. Okay, let's continue. It was my fault. Yes, I think that now the sound is good, right? Yes. Okay. So for those who are new, this is the project that we are working on. This is a 3D sculptor for 3D printing. You can see here that it is incomplete, but I just hide some parts of the model because I already have too much triangles in the figure, and I will add more to add more more faces for detail, of course. So I hide some parts. We already created the base. Let me show you very quickly. Look, this is the base, right? No, this is not the base. For example, we have the wings. Okay, we already have all those kind of details. We already designed all of that. I just hide those to not affect performance here in the computer, so we can continue working. Okay, I will do that until maybe we have the great detail that we want, and then I have to decimate. There is no other way to do this. This is for 3D printing, remember, so I am trying to get more the most all the detail that I can, okay? If you are doing again this for 3D modeling, you don't have to do all of this. You just you have to do it in the other way. Try to avoid a lot of faces, okay? So right now what I am going to do is, first let me check change this. I'm going to move it here. To extend like this part here of the neck. Let me see. Also I found another reference for width. Let me add it here to the view riff window. What I am going to do right now, it is good. Maybe I want to extend this part here until a little bit more like in here. I want to try to do that. Let's see if it is working. Okay, let's try it. Okay, again, I did this part of the costume by modeling and playing and changing between snap and shrink wrap, because I already told you that maybe when I start to merge some parts of the character, maybe I will, I don't know, change the proportion. I don't know. So if I do it in the mask method, like in the sculpt mode, like only drawing the mask and then extract that, I think that it will be more difficult for me to change in the case of I change the proportion. But again, this is my way of doing this part of the project. If you have another way, it is okay. Okay, we finished the blocking of this part. Now what I am going to do is start to merge some parts. So first I'm going to divide, of course, to split the model. As you can see, these accessories, this part of the costume will allow me to split the model, and by split the model I am able to add more detail to each part. Again, for those who are new, if I try to remesh all of this monster in one whole mesh like this, for example, it will be very difficult to me to add extra details, like for example, I don't know, for example, this kind of details here, for example, in the body. It will be very difficult for me unless I add a lot of topology, and we already have too much topology. And also, by it is easier to split the models to do this. We can handle more topology in these separated pieces, okay? But right now we have too much topology. Let's see, we have to be very careful on how we're going to do this part of the process. The worst thing that can happen is that the app is going to crash if you don't have a good computer. Just in case, my computer is, I think, a very good computer. I built it last year, and you have here in YouTube a link where you're going to find all the components that I use for my PC in case you want to upgrade your computer and want some reference. Before I used the MacBook 2018, and for example, the more faces that MacBook could handle was 12 million. I remember, yes, more than that it was impossible. The program was too slow, so I couldn't make like this kind of details, and streaming was worse. Even I couldn't even record the process. That's why my Blender live streams and all of those things are like recently, like 1 year old. Yes, we are in 1 month maybe we're going to be like 1 year here in live streams creating sculptures. This is the third sculpture, just in case. Okay, let's create the globe here. Let's go here, this part. This is the first part that I'm going to split. I think that I'm going to split here in the globe, and I'm going to keep this in the same mesh with the rest of the arm. I'm going to, this is the plan that I have. I'm going to split the model here. I'm going to split this and leave it the arm alone. This is going to be a whole mesh until the globe here. This is going to be part of this one here, and let's see if I can join the leg. If there is not way to add the legs because it is already a big mesh. If I am not able to add more details, I will split the model. I will use the same maybe costume here and say that this is part of the costume, this is part of the character, and I'm going to split that. Or maybe instead of doing that, I can like create a version of the monster that it has like I don't know, a new design where this part is going to be like out, like a protection, and this is coming from the inside of that leg. We can also play with that. Maybe that is even a better idea than the previous one. Like Cell from Dragon Ball. Remember those kind of monsters, the aliens, where some parts in the limbs they are like some armor, some kind of protection, and then it come in from the inside the other part of the limb. Okay, I'm going to do the same here with this. Yes, maybe that is a better idea. I think that is a better idea. Maybe we can do that also with the rest of the body. We have to see. Let's go with the frontal part, okay? Also, of course, the head. I'm going to split the head, and that will allow me to, of course, add a lot of detail here in the face. Okay, great. And if you were wondering, remember that this arm is different from this one. This is more like his normal look here we have a better reference. You can see here that this is part of his costume here, and the other side is a demon part, so we can do it in that way. I would like to add more like these tentacles here through the body, these arms also. It would be better for me if I'm able to do that. Maybe we should do that, at least the tentacles, to give it more detail to the monster and to say, okay, you can see that it is really a monster that can transform his body into almost anything. So, but again, let me see if I could handle that amount of topology. If this is alone, okay, we're good to continue. But remember that we already have Hawkgirl, we already have the base. It is too much. And for those who are new and wonder where is the rest of the, it is hidden. For example, the hair, it is hidden. You can see I already finished that. I already finished the hairstyle. I am hiding it because, as you can see, it is a lot of triangles. The same thing, the base. Let me show you the base for those who are new. What is the base? Base 2, I think it is this is one part of the base. The bottom base is also another important part here in the character. This is the bottom base. And the Hawk status. Let me go for number 4. Okay, here is the Hawk status. that are part of the base, and the other one is in the other side. Let me see. Yes, this is here. This is the other one. So you can now imagine how the base is. It is like a great sculptor. So let me hide this again and continue with the thing that I want to do now. Okay, so to divide them, to split the model, this is a very, how can we say it? Hello Miguel, welcome. Miguel, we are ready to split the model. We already finished the details for all the blocking, and we are now ready to start to split the character. Okay, so to split the model, I was saying that you maybe there is a method in sculpt mode where you just like use some lines, so some kind those kind of things. So you just like draw a line. If I remember, I have to be honest, I don't use that method because I don't just split models like this, one line and like that. No, I split my model in very complex ways, so I think that Blender is not good for that. In ZBrush, I think that you can do that in a very great way. Also with Nomad Sculpt, the app that I use for also talking about iPad, it is Blender already for iPad. Let me check the App Store. One moment. Because maybe we can create streaming one project, a short project in the iPad. Let me see. What is the App Store? Let me see very quickly. I know that there is a project that they have in Blender, but I don't know if it is already. No, it is not Blender keys. No, it is not still. No, we don't have that. No, it is still in development, I think. Okay, so why I talk about the iPad? Because there is another app that you have to pay for that app. One purchase, just one time purchase, and the app is really good. If you have an iPad and want to start in 3D, or maybe want an app to work on 3D, Nomad Sculpt is a really powerful tool. I think that Nomad Sculpt is for desktop too. If I am not wrong, I think that Nomad Sculpt is for desktop too. Okay, but the thing why I talk about those, because those apps, just with one tool, you are able to just draw something. For example, here a line, draw a circle, draws different shapes, and divide your model, split your model in an easy way. For Blender, I don't know if in the new version of Blender you are able to do that. I am lying if I say no. It is, I know that it is not. You cannot do it in that way. I am lying if I said that. So in Blender here, I don't try the method that is most like it is more alike than the other ones from the other apps, because it is not good. So how I split my models, I always use other shapes and then boolean. That's the way I used to split my models. Let me see something here. What is the okay, let's try to create these shapes here. Let me think. I have an idea. Maybe we can create something like this in here, and that is like the... I'm thinking. Because if I do it in this way, okay. But in there I have to do... let me see the references here. Also I don't know how the globe is going to be. So we're going to improvise here. We're going to create the first ideas that came to my mind. For example, like this, we can create like an extra modeling shape. Do that. Let me think. Because if I split, maybe split is the answer, but the modeling, if I do modeling or split, both methods I have to do an extra work to create these details. Okay, let's try with the split method. Okay, let's try with the split method. Something like this is the idea that I have in mind. Let's go to the references here. Okay, this is the more reference that is close for how our globe needs to be. Let me find the other reference. The reference here. Okay. It seems that the design is simple, so we can use this. Okay, first I'm going to start to deleting all the saves that I don't use anymore. Just in case, I already duplicate the previous file, so this is like a new file. In case I want to, I did something wrong, I want to go back with the previous mesh. Okay, I can append it from the previous file. Okay. Okay, for example, we can start with the hawk heads. Let's go with this one. These are going to be the final versions of the hawk. Let me see, version number 1. Yes. So we're going to delete the 1 and 2 because we are not going to use those. And in case I want to use something like that, I just duplicate that and rotate it. Okay. What else we need to delete? Get backup. No, let me go to the one. Hairstyle no, final ones no. Head no, base. This base I think that I can delete. Yes. Okay, what else can I delete? Backup, I think that we have a lot of things here in backup that I can delete. And now I can delete the blocking of these parts here. Let me delete those collections. These two, no, we need that. This blocking, I think that this, for example, I can delete. Yes. Okay, let's create the shape that are going to allow us to split the model. I'm back up. I'm going to move this. Back up. Back up. Okay, let's see if this is going to work. What the fuck? Let me... one moment. Clear and keep transformation. Where is this? Okay. I'm going to duplicate this mesh and hide it. Okay, we have split the model. After this we need to do remesh. And now let me hide this one. What is this arm? And let me bring back this. And then I am going to, what is the split? Split. I'm going to use this one to the other side. Let me deactivate just one moment there. And I can split the model here because I'm going to delete this, so there's nothing bad about this part. No, maybe I can just do this. Yes, I can split here. I can split the model here. One moment. Of course, because you saw that I move it like in the opposite side, I need to change the outside. Great. And as you can see, we have our part of the globe. Let me bring back the arm. And look. Okay, one moment. I did something wrong. Let me see. Why this is weird. This is weird. Ah, look, it was my fault. It was completely my fault. Ah, sorry. Let's go back. Sorry, it was my fault. And let me... What should I do? Ah, okay, here we are. Let me bring back the backup just for a moment. Backup. Okay. I'm going to deactivate all of this. The same here. Oh, no, look. It is the same. What happened? Let me check. Split. Maybe I know what is the problem. Hello, welcome. Let me see what is the split. It is because I moved. No, but bueno, it was like that. The final version was like that. Okay, I did something wrong. Let's do this again. Let's do this again. I think that you got the idea, right? It was my fault. I did it. The problem was that I duplicated the file, but it was not the final file. I moved it and I forgot about that. So I need to do this again. But you don't have to do it. It is me. I like to really take care about these small details. You can fix it by maybe smoothing. There are different ways to do that. It is just me. It is just me trying to make it like in a perfect way, if we can say it in that way. Okay, so this is not good. Then the backup. Okay, let's move this here. Hell, man. Come on. I put center. Okay, now we are good. Let me delete the previous version. Let me delete the previous version. And this is the one that we're going to use, right? Yes. Have to pay attention to these parts. You don't want to do a mistake here. Let me move this backup to the other side. Split. Okay. Okay, now I'm stupid. I don't want to do this. Now let me duplicate this one to the other side. Okay, we're good. Let me move this to backup. Backup. Okay, great. And now let's duplicate the arm. Right arm. Let me duplicate this and hide it. Okay, this one is going to be the arm. So let's create let's of course first convert this into a mesh. This one converts into mesh to first I need to remember recalculate outside. I need to split to change the normals here so we don't have errors in this part. Okay, it's already duplicated, so we can convert this into a mesh to apply the modifiers with just one click. Let's hide this just for a moment. Let's go again with the split. What is the boolean? Sorry, boolean. Let me save. Always try to save before these very important steps, in case the computer is not good, or maybe you're doing something wrong and the app is going to crash. These are operations, if that is a word, that are very sensitive, so you have to be really careful. That's why you want to create a lot of backups and a lot of those. That's why I duplicate a lot of times files while I am doing progress in the project. Okay, as you can see, nothing bad happened. I'm going to apply it. I'm going to hide this. Let's isolate this one, go to sculpt mode, use the same level of remesh. Okay, great. Now this one is good. Now we have our arm. Okay, now let's bring back I'm going to call this hand, right hand. And now we're going to use the other shape. This shape here. And let me, okay, no problem, everything is good. Let me what is the boolean? But this one. Great. Now we're going to apply this. We're going to hide it. And of course, this whole part, we're going to just delete all the faces. And now we have our hand here. Let me just one thing, isolate it, sculpt, and let's not use this kind of let's try with voxel. Let's try with one. Let's see. No. Let's try with 0.9. Oh no. Let's try with 0.7. Okay, let's say that this is something. Let's go with 5. Great. 5 is good. And as you can see, the mesh is good now with the remesh operation. Let me just and now we have our two separated pieces. Look at that. Yeah. This one is I lose the shrink wrap here. Don't worry about that. Now I can use this as the shrink wrap reference. Okay, so now you saw how I split models here in Blender for this 3D sculpting method that I use. You know what? I am having an idea. Instead of preparing videos, because in one way or another I have to prepare a script to make it more clear the context about that. But I am having like an idea of using clip of these live streams to have material for videos. For example, how to split models in Blender, and now I have the material to create that video. That is a good idea, but I think that I need to prepare a script. I think that you don't like to hear me like here with my English. I think that maybe with a script I will improve the context here of the method in this case. So the music stop and I'll go for some water. Okay, I'll be back in a moment. We're going to merge the fingers and do all the other process. So let me save and I'll be back in a moment. Let me hide the hooks. I don't know why I have the hooks there. Let me hide this just. Okay, great. I'll be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Let's continue. So what's next? What we have to do right now? Let's go by parts, and by that I mean, now that we have the possibility that we separate our arm, that we split our arm, now we can merge this and we can create the first definitive final version. Well, it is not like the final, but it is like 99% final, because at the end, when I finish all the split and all the things, I'm going to add extra details, like for example some damage, some brushes, some scratches, some cracks, to all the parts of the model that will give us more realism, more, for example here for the hawk or the hawk heads. Let me show you. For example here, it is the final version, it is already, the final version is done, but it is so, how can we call this? There is something that it is missing to make it more better, the design. So for example, what is missing? As you can see, they are in a battle. So here he, the enemy, is like putting in his nails, his claws, like inside the statue, the hawk head, the hawk head, and by following that design, we need here, for example, to destroy our mesh, not destroy, but create some kind of destruction, some damage. So those kind of extra details, I'm going to do that at the end when I finish everything. So I just bring back my statue here to explain in a more clear, how do you say, more clear or clearer? I don't know. Okay, in a better way, how we're going to work with the final steps. Okay, so let me hide just for a moment again the hook head. Okay, great. So now we're going to go again piece by piece. We're going to do so. First we're going to take care of this one, then we're going to do the same split method here in the other side, and we're going to do this one, then the head maybe, and then so step by step. Okay, now we are like going in the final part of the sculpting process. We still need to do some work here for Hawkgirl. We need to join the here parts of the face. We need to merge, and of course we have to design the costume. I have no idea how the costume is going to be, but first let's take care about this one. Okay, so for the here, okay, what is the special thing about these globes? In this case it is costume, right? So costume means that it is not skin, and that by saying that the details that you can see in your hand, for example, you don't need to add the details that you have in your hand, the lines, for example, in your hand. You don't need to do that, because this is again, this is not a skin, but we need to follow at least a way to make this that it is attached to the skin. So we need to smooth a lot of details and create new details that will show us that this is costume. This is not armor, because it is not a solid protection, it is just part of the skin. The only thing here, if we follow the comic style, we can leave it like this and just smooth, for example, these parts, and then add the other details. But if we do it in a more realistic, but not so realistic, maybe for example in a maybe Marvel Rivals style, of course if you wear gloves, it is impossible unless you use the latex, maybe the ones for surgery, that the gloves that you're using, that you're wearing, is attached to the skin, so it is impossible, you know that. Let me find here, let me okay, Marvel Rivals here. For example, here, look, we need to follow this design. Look, we have like a little bit of the muscles or the skin details, but not the skin, so we can follow that style. Look, for example, here, look, we have almost, yes, okay, great, we can follow this style. So for my glue, I don't want something like that. I want here something here. So this part I'm going to make it more like a glove, and this part I'm going to make it more like a skin. Okay, to do that, I have also maybe an idea of split this hand and leave this piece as a separate piece. Let me think if that is a good idea. We can try it. I really love this design. I think that I will do this here. Let me think. It is a better option to, or instead of doing that, we can just because I think that I need to split here. If I return to my beat design, look, these lines, here we have a line that maybe we can use this as a division. You know what? I think that I'll go with this version, with this idea. Let me see. So if I do that, I have to okay. Then I can create borders. I am thinking. What can create some kind. Let me bring this here. This reference in this part. Let's see if there are another. No. Here. Another thing that we can do is also create a model that will we attach, but that is, why doing that if I already have a mesh that I can use for that? Maybe that's something that I can say. Okay, let's try in the sculpt boy. Let's try in the sculpt boy. What is the... Okay, let's split. Let's go with a split method. Maybe no, maybe no. Maybe no. We don't have to split. We can use this. Yes. We don't have to. We don't have to split. We can use these borders as. Okay, we don't have to split. We don't have to split. Let's try in that way. If doesn't work, then we split the model. I'm going to use curves to create this kind of borders here. Awesome. Oh, one is too small. Maybe one, maybe two. Let's try with two. Oh, that's too much. 15. let me do something. I'm going to increase volume. Let's change a little bit this one first. No, I think that no, I don't like this. Save. Here I think that I'm going to create a backup. I think that it is a better idea to split this. Or instead of a split, we can use model because it is a simple mesh. It is not something really special. Oh. I think that this gives us a good result, but now I think that we need to try it in another way, because right now it is not like something that we should, no, something that, no, I don't like it. Let me just and instead of using the solidify, I'm going to create a whole mesh here. Just one moment. Okay, I am going to delete the solidify. Okay. What the fuck? Pues no me... malditos. Sorry. Madre, estos manes locos. Solidify. I'm not using this anymore, so let me just delete this. Control copy modifiers. Okay, great. Now I'm going to apply this, and let me delete the inside. Have a solid mesh. It is easier for sculpting in this way. Now this part I think that I can, instead of split the model, I think that this was easy. Sorry, you know that the ideas came here, so if we can do it in the other way, sculpt there. Maybe some people will choose that. It is easier, I think, but for me it is easier in this way. Maybe you have to do more steps, but for me it's easier in this way. Duplicate this one and move it to backup. Okay. I'm going to apply the subdivision. One moment, please. No, that's too much. 0.4. Let's try with 0.4. Okay. Let's smooth this part. I think that the borders were not good. We should not smooth that for now. Okay, like that. For now, we're going to leave it like that. Maybe we can create this kind of detail here. Now you have to play with all the brushes until you have something that you say, okay, this is what I want. Okay, like this is going to be the design of our globes, okay? So as you can see, there was no need maybe to use this. You can sculpt it, but I did it this way. I'm going to merge this with this. I did it in this way. Maybe it was an extra time used only for this part, but I feel comfortable by doing in this way. You don't have to do that. You just only maybe sculpt the details directly to the mesh. So friends, this is all for today. I have to go now. We're going to continue with this project tomorrow, the same hour. Tomorrow we're going to join this and maybe we can finish the globe here. We're inspired by this style. Of course it is not the same. I think that we're going to add another of these details here to follow. Look, another one here, and then we're just going to merge the fingers. For the fingers, this one is a little bit difficult because we need to create something here, something extra here. Maybe here we're going to use mask. Maybe here we're going to use mask to extract some a part. Why? Because I want to create this external shape here. I'm not going to use this anymore in this part. This was only for these borders, but we have to create that. Okay, we're going to merge this. So we're good now. We're good to continue. Okay, so for now this is all for today. Okay friends, so this is all for today. Please remember to subscribe, give it a like, share this content with others, and leave a comment below. In a few minutes we'll continue on Kik with the other project, just for you to know. You can follow me on Kik and Twitch. You can find me as Franz Lazarco. You have all the links here in the YouTube page. Also, you can follow me on my social media accounts, X, Instagram, TikTok. Again, the same username. You can find me online always as Franz Lazarco. What else? If you want me to collaborate with your project as a freelancer, you can contact me. There's my email there. There's also the LinkedIn page, the social media accounts. Maybe you can create a project on Upwork and see a trader and send me a message there too. If you want to know what kind of computer that I am using, I already told you that you have the Kitco site here, where you're going to find all the components for that I use for my PC. And those links send you directly to Amazon, where you're going to find, of course, more information about each piece. Okay, what else? I think that's all. Yes. And if you want to support the channel, remember that super chats and super thanks are already activated. Also, you have the PayPal link there, and even better, you can get one of my models. If you want assets for games and animation, you can visit my Turbo store. If you want sculptures like this one for 3D printing, you can visit my Cold Studio store. And also you have C Trader, a third option where you're going to find both assets and sculptures. Remember that every project that I finish, I upload the files to the right side. Okay. And that's all, friends. Please remember, thanks you for your support. Thanks for coming here. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Also remember, in a few minutes on Kik. And that's all for today. Thanks for coming, and see you in the next one.